Hello, welcome to newest episode of Marvel Cinematic Saturday. This week, Iron Man 3, which starts, for some reason, with that song Blue by Eiffel 65. Why? Why that song? Why would you choose that song? I get, it's in 1999. That song was big in 1999. A lot of songs were big in 99. Why not go with one of the ones that didn't suck? Because that song was terrible and annoying. I remember that song being big. I hated it. Everybody hated it. That song had no fans. It's the most popular song that no one on the planet actually liked. I distinctly remember that. Uh, anyway, uh, movie's kind of a waste of AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics. I mean, it's. I mean, there's still. I mean, they can still use it. I mean, there's still room for it to get used more. But I mean, God, it's just AIM isn't AIM in this movie. It's just like they use the name for that Killian guy's think tank, but we don't really actually see any of AIM. We do get to see a tree go boom. There's a Bill Maher cameo. Fuck that guy. He was already an asshole back in 2012, 2013, whatever year it was that Iron Man 3 came out. But yeah, he was already an asshole back then, so he shouldn't. Yeah, the hell with Bill Maher. And the Mandarin. Weird version of the Mandarin in this movie. Uh, going with going with sort of a Middle Eastern terrorist thing instead of Chinese. It's a bit of an interesting angle to go. I do like that this movie has Tony suffering pretty clear PTSD. That's something that really doesn't. Superhero stuff just doesn't really bother with that very much. I mean, I get why. It, doesn't make for exciting stories. But, I don't know. It's nice to see characters in fiction having PTSD from their experiences. This movie does introduce Extremis, which was brainchild of I think it was Warren Ellis, his run on Iron Man, if I'm remembering correctly, back in the when he wrote the comics. Ellis, of course, is always a big ideas man. Like, don't get me wrong, Ellis has written some fantastic comics. He's a genuinely talented writer. He does some really good character stuff. But yeah, I think what Ellis is best known for is just absolutely wild ideas. He is a very. He's got a big fascination with post humanity and that sort of thing. So yeah, he introduced that in the comics, and then they brought it over to the movie. Um, I'm pretty sure Ellis probably didn't see a damn cent from it, even though it was his idea. But that's how these studios work. Um, I do wish that they were more willing to pay creators for the ideas that they steal from them. But I will say, once we meet Killian in the modern day, he's a very smooth guy. Yeah, he's charming. He's charming as hell. Yeah, he puts some pretty good moves on Pepper, even if she doesn't reciprocate. But some pretty good moves that he puts on her just the same. Yeah. I like the big bunny that Tony gets Pepper for Christmas. I think it's cute. Also, when they're arguing, when Tony, Pepper, and Maya are all arguing, and Tony's just like, "It's a big bunny. Relax about it." That's probably about the angriest anyone has ever been about a big stuffed bunny. It's pretty funny. Um, the most tragic part of the attack on Tony's mansion is Dummy dropping into the water. You know? Dummy was so cute all throughout the other two movies. He's the best robot ever. And then he just drops into the water. And it's so sad. The saddest moment of the movie. Of the whole trilogy, really. I do like the banter between Tony and Harley. They are pretty. They've got some good chemistry going on there. Some good banter. I do wonder if Harley will actually be back. Yeah, hard to say. I mean, it's hard to see if there is going to be anything they do with them. But yeah, it was good. And it is a very nice Dora the Explorer watch that Tony gets. It's a limited edition. You know, you gotta respect that. You gotta appreciate that. Uh, I like the murder lady, that woman who tries to kill Tony. She's pretty cool. She was pretty awesome, and fun attitude all throughout. Just so cocky is and having a good time. I liked her. She was good. Um, got our first mention of Roxxon. Roxxon's been a big thing in the comics for decades. They are, I mean, obviously, just looking at the name, they are a reference to Exxon. Uh, but Roxxon is it's branched out in regards to its evil. Exxon's evil. They've got a lot of evil stuff going on. Roxxon branches out a little bit more with its evil, um, creating supervillains, and uh, was involved in an invasion of Earth and other realms, and it gets up to all sorts of fun super evil stuff. Uh, they've tangled with a They've been involved in just about every group. I don't think the X Men have ever really had much involvement with Roxxon. Weirdly, not blatantly mutant phobic might be the best I can say about Roxxon. I don't think they've ever tried to exploit mutants that I can recall. Um, which, kind of think of it is kind of interesting. Kind of a weird thing that they've never really tried to go after mutants. Stanley's cameo in this movie, judging a beauty pageant. And he seemed to be having fun with it. Um, I do like the scene of Tony building some stuff, some weapons. I wish it had kind of been longer. Tony's always at his best when he's working. That's like I feel like Tony Stark is always at his most interesting when he's at his most. creative. And and obviously a big part of this film movie was just sort of trying to explore who Tony Stark is without the armor, showing that he is still capable and competent even without the armor. That he can still put some stuff together and can still fight. Uh, Trevor Slattery is awesome. I love Trevor. He's just so much fun, and you can tell that Ben Kingsley was having a lot of fun playing that character. He's just so weird. It's just I love him. I love the guy. Um, Maya Hansen was actually supposed to be the main villain of Iron Man 3, but Bob Iger, the guy who was in charge of Disney at the time, uh, he was a misogynistic dirtbag uh, by all accounts. Like, racist, sexist, cheap, just an absolutely horrible person by pretty much every account you can find of him. You'd be hard pressed to find anyone who actually has anything pleasant to say about Bob Iger. And he figured that, you know, young boys wouldn't buy action figures of a female villain. Uh, I don't know why he thought people would buy action figures of Guy Pearce. It's not like Killian was this, you know, awesome looking action villain. Yeah, just kind of ridiculous, honestly. Bob Iger held back so much in the way of, you know, female led and person of color led projects. He Like, he was absolutely a racist and sexist. It's unquestionable. And he felt that, you know, female heroes and non-white heroes uh, just wouldn't really be popular because he was an asshole, and it resulted in Maya Hansen dying instead of being a cool, awesome villain. So to hell with Bob Iger. Good riddance to him now that he's gone from Disney. Um, I like the henchman who knew the distance between Tennessee and Miami. Yeah, it's like, damn, guy, that's like, and like right off the bat, top of his head too. It's like, man, that is impressive, guy. And genuinely, that's a really cool little trick that he's got. Being able to know those distances, you know, it's kudos to him. During the final action sequence, I do like that Rhodey is accurate when he's using both hands for the gun, because that's what you do. You use both hands in order to keep the gun steady. You know, Tony sort of fires off one hand and has kind of garbage aim. Rhodey uses both hands and hits his targets. Um, all the armor showing up, that's a really cool moment. Um, I like that Pepper got to beat some ass. Uh, Not something that she got to do in the other Iron Man movies, or in really most of the movies. Um, Nice to see her get to beating a guy. I'm not really sure why Tony blew up all his armors, since we knew he was still going to be Iron Man. It's just sort of a weird direction to go. I do like that Dummy gets to that we do see Dummy at the end on the back of that pickup truck. Um, so at least he got pulled out of the water. You know what? Ironheart's got a series TV show coming out relatively soon. Give her Dummy. You know, she's supposed to be sort of a legacy for Iron Man. Give her Dummy. She'd take good care of him. She'd treat him better than Tony ever did. We all know that. So the movie. It felt a little like it wasn't sure what it was trying to be at times. Um, Again, I think a lot of that goes down to Bob Iger telling them that they couldn't have Maya Hansen as a villain. Um, but even beyond that, it kind of felt like there was maybe a few too many angles all being played at once. You had the fake war on terror. You had the fake terrorist to play on the war on terror. Um, you had the post-human stuff with the extremists. You had Tony Stark's PTSD and anxiety attacks. Um, and it just kind of felt like it needed at least one subplot to be dropped. I think would have benefited. At least one theme to be dropped, I guess, would be what I'm saying. Um, as it is, it just never really got to explore any of the themes to the depth that they deserved. Um, Honestly, much as I love Trevor Slattery, much as I love Kingsley as Trevor Slattery, that probably would have been the right one to drop. Um, Instead of the use of the war on terror stuff, instead play up the post-humanism angle a little bit more with give a little bit more focus on the extremists. Which still allows for Tony Stark's anxiety attacks, because that's it's all part of the human condition and everything. But maybe it's just me. Um, and it is still an enjoyable movie. It just felt, like I said, it just felt like it needed to focus just a little bit more on one of the themes that it wanted to do. But yeah, I mean, there were still some fun action sequences. Um, Still plenty of really good performances from just about everybody. Um, Really wish Maya hadn't gotten killed. That just felt like a waste. Really hope that that AIM gets picked back up. That someone else starts using the name because AIM deserves more. AIM deserves more, really. They're one of the oldest villain groups that Marvel's got. Again, they've been around since the early '60s. Uh, they deserve better than to be just the think tank of some douchebag. Yeah, I think I mean that'll do for my thoughts on the movie. Uh, Nothing more that I can really think to say about it. Next week, I think is Thor 2. I think is the next movie I'll be watching next weekend. And in the meantime, this weekend I'll try to get a book review up this weekend. Probably Ms. Marvel graphic novel. I'm still working my way through the Powers and Thrones, the that big ass history book. Still got plenty of time left on that, and and I'm still playing Mass Effect as well. Got another video recorded. Just gotta give it very quick editing, and then I can upload it whenever. Probably either Monday or Tuesday. And tomorrow I'll be having my belated Christmas dinner with my mom. So I don't think I'll be doing any vlogging while I'm there, but I might post a video about it once I get back home or something like that. But we'll see how I feel tomorrow. For now, thanks for watching, and have a nice night.